Aloe vera is an easy plant to grow. It is a succulent with outstanding medical qualities such as healing wounds, burns, and even acne. You can even eat aloe vera if prepared right. In this video, we're going to go over when to repot your aloe, how to repot your aloe, how to separate the baby aloes from the mother aloe, what to do if your aloe vera babies have no roots when you get them out, and some more information that'll help you understand how to repot your aloe. First, we're going to dive into when you should repot your aloe vera. The best time to repot your aloe vera is in its growing season, which is in the spring and summer and maybe even fall in warmer climates. This is when your aloe vera is growing the fastest and can recover the quickest. And there are several indications to know when your aloe vera needs to be repotted. One of the signs is when the roots go through the drainage holes. This is a general sign for most, if not all, potted plants, as the roots have almost nowhere, if not anywhere else to go, so the only way for them to grow is by going through the biggest possible opening, which happens to be, of course, the drainage holes. I've got a purple elephant ear which has done this, and now it has roots all the way into the ground from its pot. This will be real fun when I'm trying to put this thing inside the greenhouse this winter. Another sign is when the aloe has slowed its growth tremendously or has stopped growing altogether. Don't mistake this for its dormancy period in the winter when it almost stops growing, or it just stops growing altogether. So this will be a sign for the growing season, which is in the spring and summer and possibly fall. Your aloe really needs to be repotted when its lower leaves turn yellow and it's struggling to get water due to the breakdown of soil in its pot. Since soil retains moisture, and there's a lot less of it thanks to root growth, there'll be a lot less water for your aloe's roots to absorb. Your aloe should also be repotted when it is leggy, which basically means it just gets so tall that it can no longer hold itself. You'll notice this especially when it is reaching for the sun and it's kind of like in a shaded location. You'll also notice this when the lower part of your aloe vera stem is leafless. What you'll want to do is get a deeper pot and bury the lower part of its stem that's leafless in a cactus or succulent potting mix. If your aloe vera has open wounds in the leafless parts of the stem, you'll want to leave your aloe vera out to dry for 1 to 2 days so it can heal and callus over, which will basically seal the open cut shut. Lastly, you'll want to repot your aloe vera when its soil is compact. This can actually suffocate the roots as there is not as much room for oxygen in the soil because the soil is so compact. Now that you know when to repot your aloe, I'm going to tell you how to repot your aloe. There are 4 steps to repot your aloe vera. Step 1. Find the best pot for your aloe vera. Step 2. How to take the aloe vera out of its pot. Step 3. How to separate the baby aloes from their mother aloe. And Step 4. How to put your aloe in its new pot. Step 1. How to pick the best pot for your aloe vera. Aloe veras are succulents. They do not like being waterlogged at all, so you'll need to make sure that your pot has drainage holes. I recommend at least 2 drainage holes on your pot, but 1 may do. Another thing to consider is the pot's material. Succulents such as aloe vera will prefer unglazed clay, terracotta, and fabric pots. These materials will let excess moisture through the pot, protecting your aloe vera from overwatering, and will promote aeration, letting your roots breathe. You could also put your aloe vera in a plastic pot. In fact, all of my aloe veras are in plastic pots. Their drainage could definitely be better. This one, on the other hand, is my relative's. I'm repotting it for her. When repotting your aloe vera, you should pick a pot that is 1 to 2 inches larger in diameter than the previous pot it was in. For little baby aloe veras, I would put them in a pot that is, I think, 4 to 6 inches in diameter, depending on the size of the little baby. One last thing to consider is the soil you're going to put your aloe vera in. Aloe veras will like soils that are for succulents, cacti, palm, citrus, like those type of soils. They will also promote great drainage for your aloe so that you won't get root rot as easily. Number 2, to remove your aloe vera from its pot, you can simply squeeze around the pot if it's in a soft material. If it's in a hard material like mine, I recommend basically just shaking a little bit, like along the edges, to hopefully loosen up that soil. Grab the mother plant underneath the lowest leaves that it has. Gently tilt over the pot and remove the aloe from its pot. If your aloe vera won't budge, I suggest getting a knife or a stick or something like that and carving the edges of the dirt that are inside the pot, like right around here. By the way, never grab your aloe by its leaves when you're removing it from its pot, as the leaves are actually soft growth and can easily snap. Step 3. When repotting your aloe vera, it is recommended to remove the baby aloe veras, which are called pups, from the mother aloe vera. Doing this improves the health of both the mother aloe and its pups. Since the pups will no longer be relying on the mother aloe, it can use their own roots to grow, while with the pups separated, the mother aloe can use that energy for itself. What you'll want to do is pull off the smaller pups like this. Just enough to keep the roots on the pups. For the larger pups, you may have to cut them off from the mother plant, or they may be able to get pulled off. If you can't see the areas to separate them, I recommend washing the dirt off the roots. It's not recommended to generally do this as it may stress it, but you've got to know where to separate the pups from the aloe, so I say it's worth the risk. It is recommended to separate the pups from the mother plant when they're young, as it'll be easier for them to be separated. In fact, you can even do this while they're still in the pot. Just dig them out with your fingers, and of course deep enough that you get the entire root system, and pull them out. For larger pups, you may have to cut them away, but you may be able to pull them out. It really just depends. You can plant the pups in a pot that are 4 to 6 inches in diameter, like this or bigger, before you pot all those aloes. If you had to separate your aloes, then you need to lay them out for 1 or 2 days so they can heal and callus over. If not, you can just put them in their new pot today. Now, meanwhile, while you've been separating the pups from the mother aloe vera, you may have pulled up a pup that doesn't have any roots at all, or you may have accidentally broken all the roots off your aloe vera pup. Don't despair. Aloes can actually survive some time without roots. Now, I'm going to show you how to get your aloe to grow roots again. What you'll do is gather up your rootless aloes and gently poke them into a succulent/cactus potting mix in a pot. You can also use normal potting mix, but I do not recommend it since it doesn't drain as well as succulent/cactus mix. Next, you'll want to put it in full but indirect light. Do not water it for the first 2 days, so your little aloes can heal and callus. After that, you'll want to water it when it's dry. This will take around 2 weeks for your aloes to grow new roots again, depending on the conditions. Step 4. To put your aloes in their new pot, first, remove any hard clumps of dirt gently off the roots. This is to promote aeration to your roots. Now for the mother aloe, and possibly bigger pups, measure the height of their old pot and put succulent mix into new pot until the mix is the same height of the old pot's height. Now if your aloe is leggy, remove as much soil until the bottom part of the bottom leaves right next to the stem is level with the top of its new pot. Fill the gaps between the roots until it's right under the bottom aloe leaves. This is because if your aloe gets a little leggy, you'll bury the stem, which will help keep your aloe steady. Make sure there is no baby aloes underneath the soil, as that could harm them. If your aloe stem is still really exposed, I recommend wrapping the stem around the pot on the inside of it. You could also plant it in a deeper pot, or you could leave it like it is if you want to. If your aloe is still falling over, gently pack the soil around it. And once your aloe vera can hold itself up, fluff the soil again to promote aeration. If your aloe is still falling over, put at least 1 rock next to it. Now, to plant the aloe pups, hold your pups in the pot a little bit above the bottom of the pot, and with your other hand, place soil around it until it's right under the bottom leaves. Use the 2 sturdy methods that I just said. One thing I'll mention is that you shouldn't water your aloe for the first 2 days after you plant it, because your aloe won't use it when it's settling in. You may want to water it though when it's really hot where your aloe's at. And now, you know how to repot your aloe. I really hope this video helped you repot your aloe vera. If it did, please consider liking and subscribing and ringing that notification bell so you don't miss out when I upload new content. By the way, please check out the aloe vera playlist for more information for caring for your aloe. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.